Man, I can't believe this. I called you, and I couldn't get through. And then yesterday I felt so bad because it was 10 till 6, and I said, I still got time to go to the bank. And I said, oh, how am I going to get Dolores? How am I going to find her? And I was like, go to the bank with your mom. And man, I can't believe this. The Lord just worked so much.
Yeah, because I just came to HEB just real quick, and your boyfriend saw me, and he told me. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
My name is Dolores Torres Villarreal. Dolores Torres Villarreal.
And during the interview, you would look at her knees.
Okay.
Touch your mouth. So you go ahead. Hey Dolores, it's so nice to see you. I was looking for you, and I think the Lord works really mysteriously because you changed your number. We're working on a documentary for La Raza Unida because I believe that we need an outside group to come in and help us. I keep telling the community officials, I keep telling the representatives, the congressmen, the senators, that we have a real problem here in Mission, Texas. That we have been so affected, our health has been so affected because I still believe these chemical companies have done major damage. And they keep acting as if there is no problem. That if there is a Band-Aid to a hemorrhage here, or they're trying to put a tiny little Band-Aid. The problem is that you know that even though I don't know if your daddy worked at the plant, but I need to know, did your daddy work at the plant, or did he work with any of the areas around the plant? And I need to know, well, I know you were from our neighborhood south, and you played with the waters, and then I want to know how, guys, we need to know also how you feel and what you've gone through. I mean, we can never walk in your shoes, and we can never feel your pain. But I want you to share with la gente, Mexicanas, Americanas, Chicanas, whatever they want to call us, or as a parent, what you've been subjected to and how do you feel.
My dad worked for the city of Mission. He died, as a matter of fact, it's 24 years ago this week. He worked for the city of Mission. A lot of the area where they dropped a lot of pesticides that I read in the paper was at South Conway, and we played there. I mean, Eddie, my brother, and I played there all the time. We would go to the one behind, what is that? Where the other hay salmons is. There's like a little plant. And the Holland, okay, right behind that there was the city mission, and I remember all that. We used to buy raspas he used to take us to buy raspas over there. Okay, we played in the water. I mean, this was dirt road, so that was a swimming pool. I mean, all that water would go over there, and okay, all of a sudden, I'm 37 years old. I was diagnosed 3 years ago. It's not hereditary. I mean, nobody in my family has it but me. It's like, okay, so what happened? I'm 37, I have one son. Look at my arm. Okay, this is because of my cancer. Because of my lymph, they removed 19 lymph nodes, and 18 of them were cancerous. Okay, I can't even buy, today I went, how mad am I? Today I went to the mall. I couldn't buy a nice shirt because everything fits me on this arm, but not on this arm. And that's because of my lymph nodes that they removed. And that's because of my cancer that I got. And I have a lot of...
I noticed the difference until you pointed out.
I do. I look like a man on this side and a woman on this side.
Now that you addressed it, you see the difference.
You see the difference. I feel the difference in clothes. There's certain things I can't wear, and it's because of this. I mean, I can go to therapy, but it's never going to go down. It's always going to be like that. I have a lot of anger at night because I know that this was not made by God. This was not an act of God. This was an act of man. And it was stupid to come and build a chemical plant here and over there. I mean, in areas where residents live. I mean, here and then over here they put an HEB. How wise was that? I mean, I have a lot of anger. My son is almost 10 years old. He's embarrassed a lot of times because people stare at me because of my hair. I'm not embarrassed of that, but I know it causes a lot of problems for him. And I don't know, I just want something to be done pretty soon. I mean, more people and more people are gonna die around here. If you look around, if you look at the obituaries and you find out where they live, it's all in this Hay Salmons area. I mean, that's ridiculous for them to say there's no problem, because there is one. A lot of my friends, they live over, their parents live over on the other side of Holland, and they've been diagnosed with prostate cancer or what have you, and it's like, I mean, there's something, you know, connect the dots, and it's like there's a problem.
Yesterday when we met with the attorneys, they said there was approximately 2,200 plaintiffs. Off of these 2,200 plaintiffs, 457 are diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
To me, that's a high rate.
Yes.
Now, I don't go to the dialysis centers or the radiation centers. How do you feel when you go and instead of going to a country club or shopping or leisure and recreation with your son, you've got to be having treatment?
I have to
How
have
many
treatment.
people?
I have to have
initially
blood
see-
work a week, every week. I have to have my blood. I have to have blood work. I have to have, now there's, I mean, they've switched my chemo so many times because it's not working. I have a large mass in my liver that spread because of due to my breast cancer. That I was diagnosed in January of 2001 with breast cancer, and in September of 2002 it had spread to my liver. And I was getting, every 3 months I was getting checkups with the doctor, and then all of a sudden one checkup turned out bad, and from then on I've been on chemo. It's been one chemo treatment after another, after another, after another. I mean, I can't do anything basic. I can't leave the valley for a month, or I can't go on vacation. I can't do anything. I have to be stuck here. And that's another thing. I mean, it's like Mission. Who wants to live in Mission? I don't drink Mission water. It's just bottled. Even my son, sometimes he'll go to the tap water and it's like, no.
How do
I mean,
you feel?
my son lives here still. I mean, my mom takes care of my son here on Miller Street, and it's like, don't drink the water, don't do this, don't do that. That's not the way to live.
It's not a healthy life, and I can't even imagine what you've gone through. I know my daddy died of cancer, and a lot of my friends have cancer. It's very depressing
Yeah,
for me.
it's very depressing.
For me to see what I have to see. What kind of depression do you and your family go through because of your health?
My son has a lot of depression. I mean, you can't talk about dying because you'll start crying. We saw a video where my brother passed away in 1995.
What brother? How
My
old was
brother Gustavo, he was, at the time he died, he was 39 years old. He died of a massive heart attack, which is what my dad died of also. But, I mean, that's what, they didn't do an autopsy on my dad. They said that he had a massive heart attack, but it's like, okay, why did he have a massive heart attack? Was there problems also? I mean, did all this chemicals that he used to, my mom said he used to say, voy a ir a fumigar, y venía para atrás, and, you know, todo pestoso, veneno. And here, we're getting all that, you know, also. And anyway, we were watching a wedding video of my husband and my brother came out, and of course, I cried because I hadn't seen my brother in a long time. And my son started crying because he associates me dying. Every time he sees me, you know, he's always like, Mommy, you're gonna die, right? And I mean, everybody has to die, but I'm 37 years old, I'm not ready to die yet. You know, so, I mean, there's so, and then I see a lot of people that I know that are worse off than me, but it's like, why, you know, why is everybody so sick? It's reason, and it's A7s.
And how do you feel when the mayor and certain or the majority of the council do not help us, and when they, instead of cleaning out and moving the people out, they just bring outsiders to get dirt or relocate dirt and make us feel like we're so stupid, like we're branded and saying, there was no problem in Mission, Texas.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of anger to our city representatives, our state representatives, our past mayors that knew how contaminated it was. And how do you feel about these guys?
Tell them come live here for a day and walk in my shoes for a day and see how it feels to be stared at because you're bald. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but my son, you know, it affects him. I just went out and bought a wig right now because school's going to be starting pretty soon, and all, you know, all the little kids, they stare at me, and he's like, why are they staring at you? It's like, oh my Lord, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it bothers him. It's like, have them live
Because
with
you don't
us
look like
for
a normal
Well,
mother.
no, right, exactly. I don't have eyebrows, I don't have eyelashes. You know, it's affected me, it's affected my husband, it's affected my son, it's affected my mom. My mom has high blood pressure, and then she's worried about, she's already lost 2 children. She's thinking I'm gonna be the 3rd. You know, and at night I have during the day I'm all smiles or whatever, but at night I get mad. I get real mad and I cry and I'm mad at the world. I'm mad at anybody that I see smiling, and it's like, you know, that's not right either. Just because somebody's happy doesn't mean that everybody has to, you know, that just because I'm sad because of this doesn't mean everybody has to be sad, but it's not fair. It's not fair because I didn't cause this on myself. I'm not a smoker. I drink, but I'm not an alcoholic or anything to have gotten this disease. So, I'm fine.
Get a napkin right here. A napkin for her, please. Okay. And the anger is there. Talk to me, Dolores, about were you not able to have other children?
I had one son, and that was it. I never got pregnant again, and I never took birth control pills. I took birth control pills we got married in March of '92. I took birth control pills for like a month, and then I had my son, and that was it. I never took care of myself after that, and I never got pregnant again. Never.
So how do you feel when you hear that 500 babies were born dead, spontaneous miscarriages, and they were born either hydrocephalic or someone like my grandson Zoe that cannot walk and with all these deformities? Don't you feel that somebody in the community has to be held responsible to take care of their people?
Yes. I mean, here he's a little boy and he can't run out. I mean, how fair is that? How fair is that? It's not. And it hasn't happened to any of these people's families, so they don't know what it feels like. What about if this had happened to Mayor Salinas' son? What would he be doing? Would he be demanding something?
How would he be reacting?
Yeah, right, exactly. But it hasn't.
And then a lot of these people in Mission, how do you feel about them being in denial? How do you feel about these people, instead of helping us, they want to fight us and say there's no problem? How do you feel? I feel sorry for them in a way, but I feel like if you're not going to fight with us, get out of our way.
Right,
Don't stop us. I've lost too much.
Yeah.
My whole neighborhood has died of
Yeah.
cancer. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say if somebody would tell you, oh, you're not affected by the chemical companies, or you just want money?
No. I'd rather be helped. I'd rather have my life the way it was back before all this happened than, it's like, what do you get out of that? If you got money, what are you going to get? What's it going to buy you? I might die tomorrow because of this. And what's the money going to do for me? It's not going to do one damn thing. I mean, but if you go door to door, and I know all this area is surrounded by cancer or some kind of or illness, it's like, I mean, they need to come over here and walk around here and talk to people and see where they live. Okay, who would want to recommend somebody to come live in Mission? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I want to move out of Mission. It's like, and the Mission's growing, but it's growing over there. What about
It's going to the Cimarron.
It's growing over there at Cimarron,
But
exactly.
not the
Plantation.
corazon of Mission,
No,
not the
no,
heart of Mission,
no,
what
not
was
at all.
original Mission. We're so abused and messed up already, our land. And
Look at everybody's yards. Okay, that tells you everything, right there. Dead yards, no grass,
stunted.
and it's not because
limited.
we can't afford it. It's because there's nothing that's gonna grow.
And it'll grow, but it grows sick.
Yeah,
Because we're a sick
But they're not
area and a
healthy,
sick
right.
population.
right. And it's not healthy.
I want to thank you so much. Is there anything else y'all would like to ask?
Yeah, if you could say anything to the mayor, what would you say?
I would tell him to walk in my shoes for one day, walk in anybody's shoes that's affected by this hay salmons, and see how, just have him just try it and see how he would feel. I mean, that's all it takes. Just try it and see. I mean, come and live with me for one day and see what I go through.
The hardships. If you could see Governor Perry, what would you ask Governor Perry right now?
I would ask him to do something. I would tell him to do something. I mean, there's so many people here that need so many things. I mean, just help us. Do something for us. I mean, they do something for everybody everywhere else, but not for us.
I keep asking for justice,
Yeah, justice,
unlimited
exactly.
medical expenses,
Mhm.
and then punitive damages to what they've done to us.
Mhm.
I can't continue to work at the pace I've worked because I am so ruptured internally and so sick. And I miss so much work in between
No,
myself, my health, and my grandson,
Yeah.
and all our problems related with all my kids. I'm sick of being sick.
Yeah.
But I can't give up.
Yeah,
I've
no.
got to keep fighting.
Yeah.
And even though people say, ah, no, que te vendiste, or secretly you're getting money, oh, believe me, if I had that money, I would share. But my cause is to help humanity. I'm so sorry on behalf of our people, what these companies have done to you.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe you should have been cheated like this.
No. This last chemo treatment that I had, I needed to take some, I can't think of the name right now, but it was to bring up my white blood cells. This little thing like that. I had to have, the first time I had to have one shot, and they told me it was about $4,000. The second time I had to have, they gave me 10 shots. And I just got the bill, it was over $3,000. Just to bring up my white blood cells because of the chemo that I got. And it's like, all this money, all these bills, all these, I mean, it just ruined my whole life. It has. And no amount of money is gonna take that away, because I've lost a lot. All these years. I've lost a lot. Not financially only, but emotional, physically, yeah.
Your brother, another one of your brothers right now has tumors in his head?
Peter they removed a tumor from his head.
Like,
And he has to take medication for
like
life.
so many of our boys, but they keep saying that we do not have a problem.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
I can't carry more than 3 pounds with his hand. I was like, okay, so what can I
Like
do?
that?
So let me shoot this one first, then I'll shoot that one, then I'll shoot both of them at once.
That Dolores.